Peter is worthy, and so done, by Anonymous. Chapter 1. The first time it happened, he didn't exactly have an audience for it, save for Friday, who later showed the video to Tony, who then gleefully shared it with the rest of the Avengers. By now it was common knowledge that only Thor could lift his hammer, since one had to be worthy of it. In Peter's defence, his time, and head, was so full of everything from Spider-Man to school to any odd jobs he could find, injuries, new suits and inventions, research, his complete lack of personal life. The point was, he was busy and poor, trying to balance it all and failing. It was a wonder he still found the time to eat and sleep. There was no time for some irrelevant gossip if it didn't involve him. Then, somehow, he gained the interest of one Tony Stark. Not as Spider-Man, but as boring and perfectly normal Peter Parker. It made life a little easier, but even though Stark paid his interns, and it came with other benefits, Peter worried that the man would start questioning the amount of food his totally normal intern could eat during lunch breaks. He still had to do some odd jobs now and then when money got tight. Taking care of Aunt May and his own life, never mind his alter ego, added up faster than he could begin saving for rainy days. He had a lot of rainy days. There was no letting down his guard even as Peter, when Stark, once he found something that interested him, was greedy to know and have it all. He also had no idea that his almost 18-year-old intern was Spider-Man. Peter wasn't exactly in a hurry to reveal that little detail to the man, who still hadn't forgiven Spider-Man for dropping bird poop on Iron Man's shiny shoulder. Don't ask. All you had to know was that insults were thrown way before poop was. Never meet your heroes. One of the benefits of being an intern at Stark Industries was a personal lab, if you were either high on the food chain or Tony Stark liked you. Ironically, he likes Peter, which meant Peter had his own little lab, one that he made sure to keep sparkling clean. Sure, he'd make things explode now and then, as was the way, but he always made sure the lab was cleaned afterwards. It was also to mess with Stark, who had been weirded out the first time he entered the newly cleaned lab. The experiment had gone boom all over the room, stuck like a glue, or a web, where he could see his reflection on every surface, highlighting the haggard look that came from no sleep or shower for days. So Peter was busy and kind of tired of it too, like, can't a guy get a moment to breathe, or was it really too much to ask? When he entered the lab, already on a short fuse after last night of a truly miserable patrol, he found the room covered in trash, a full cake thrown against the wall, a few party hats and confetti, among other mystery items all over the place, and his favourite chair broken. His already dark mood went down the drain faster than one could flush the toilet. "Calm, deep breaths, Parker," he muttered, letting go of the glass wall meant to withstand the worst explosions, just as it began to crack under his hand. After a minute or a few, just staring in despair, he kicked his way through the mess, muttering insults under his breath. He was glad, however, that to take out the trash he didn't need to leave the room, thanks to the chute, where he tossed everything as he cleaned. It would take everything to wherever the trash went, which included a hammer that looked much heavier than it was. The ridiculous size of the thing was the first clue that it was probably one of those cheap party toys or something. Not that he looked too closely, he just wanted it all gone. Everything that didn't belong. If anything was important, oh well, Stark could fire him for all he cared, which right now he didn't. That was when Stark's AI finally intervened. "Mr. Parker," Friday started. "Really not in the mood, Fry," Peter snapped, and tossed the hammer into the chute, where it went with great noise and much damage, and left the lab in search of a mop and something to sanitise the place with. "I'll booby-trap my lab, I swear. That'll show them." When he later loudly complained to Stark that he couldn't do any real research in a lab that wasn't treated as such, the man seemed almost too happy when he promised it wouldn't happen again, all while staring at him like he'd discovered a new favourite toy to chew on. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this chapter. Have a lovely rest of your day.